this past week, folks, we're talking obviously about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Lots of action. There's friendlies happening this week. There's Sevens Rugby. Young Gardens has launched their Sevens Rugby campaign. That's starting this week. I think it's starting this weekend, folks. We'll of course, update you on that. They had their launch yesterday. A number of teams participating in that. Friendlies are also rolling out. One of the ones we just mentioned, of course, Hamadias and Primrose. That's going to be big this weekend. Western Province Rugby is continuing with the growth of women's rugby. And this past week, as well as Saturday, trials and training sessions have been carrying on. Let's take a look at some of the action footage, and then we'll bring back to Jerome. Well, let's quickly, Jerome, let's go to you. Your sessions at the moment, women's rugby, you've gone through some trials, there's some more trials, but you're also starting now with Saturday morning training sessions for women's rugby.
Yeah, every Saturday morning from 9 till 11 o'clock, we've got the girls coming in, the club girls coming in.
Yeah.
And we work with them. And look, a lot of these girls has been identified training with a bigger squad now already. So it's just for us to see what's out there, and for the club coaches also. And a lot of club coaches join in on Saturdays just to give them an idea what we're doing. And it's basically a lot of testing and a lot of so Saturday session was a lot in the gym, was just in the gym, just to the right technique and how to use the equipment in the gym.
Yeah. Here we go. Some highlights behind the scenes. Looking to me like strength and conditioning training there at the gym. This is another reason why the strength and conditioning course is so important, but just tell us a little bit about what we're looking at there.
Yeah, look, it's obviously there's all the strength and conditioning coach of the women, busy with them, just explaining them the basics of what to do in the gym. It's like when I start with the line-out session or scrum session, the basics. So they don't know the basics in the gym. They go to the gym, but they don't know how to use and how to warm up properly, how to use a bench press machine, how to use bar curls, and just how to use the equipment in the gym.
So a lot of that is, call it, doing training without any weights on it, just to make sure that the technique is right.
Yeah, exactly. Before we let them squat and do bench press, we just work on technique now.
We touched on this last week, that it's very important to stop somebody when the technique starts going bad. So in some cases we see athletes perhaps doing a squat or a bench press or whatever and trying to lift heavy, but if the technique isn't right from 1 or 2, you stop them and reset.
No, that's where sometimes people pull hammies in the gym, they hurt their back or they hurt their arms, whatever, because of the wrong technique that they use. And it's also a safety aspect of the gym. So there's always, if you look at the clips, there's always someone behind someone if they squat next to the squatting rack. So it's safety, because you can't go into the gym alone if you don't know the right technique.
Yeah. All right, folks, this is another reason why you need to be looking out for the Western Province Rugby strength and conditioning coaching courses. Keep an eye out here on Cape Rugby TV. We're going to be doing a highlight on strength and conditioning and the courses with some behind-the-scenes footage. So keep watching Cape Rugby TV every Wednesday from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Right, let's go take a look now at some of our highlights from the Hands and Heart session. Jerome, you were out there. You went to Aikendale to go and help the guys out a little bit. Before we look at the footage, how did this come about? Did you get a phone call?
Peter Links, the coach, 2 weeks ago he asked me if I have time to come up and just to sort of help them with their scrums, because they're busy preparing now for a game, so they just want to see if they're on the right track with their scrum sessions which they've been doing. So it was more just the right technique.
All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look here, folks. This is, of course, behind the scenes. Peter Links and his squad at Hands and Hearts. Jerome, so Hands and Hearts there, what did you start off with?
Look, they obviously start off with the strength and conditioning coach, let them run, let them warm up properly. And then I started, the forwards and backs were split, so all the forwards were with me, just into the scrums, just to explain to them how to start with the scrum warm-up.
Okay, well, let's take a look here now. Scrum warm-ups. Action there. Jerome, any last comments on the training from Hands and Hearts?
No, just well done to Peter Links and all the coaches there. All the coaches were there, well organized. And one good thing is, it's a simple thing. One good thing is with Peter Links getting going there, they record all their sessions.
Yeah,
So
no,
that's
that is
great.
And I must say, thanks to the guys, especially Adwell Mance, for sending in the training footage. Great stuff. Nice to get it in from the clubs. And again, hands and hearts, folks, doing fantastic. Go and watch the games. If you're in the Aikendale area, please go and support the club. All right, so the Rainbow, the Rainbow squad. Young Gardens launched their Sevens tournament on Monday. And of course, the Sevens tournament in Young Gardens is starting this weekend, folks. So playoffs start on Friday, the 16th of this coming Friday, all right? So teams that are in the lineup there, Blue Stars, Allendale, Violets, Young Standards, Young Gardens, Peril United, Vineyards, and of course Lower Paarl and Paarl Rangers, as well as Albions, Paarl Rugby Club, and Windmill United, and Young Peoples. So full house, Jerome, of Sevens rugby tournament then happening at Young Gardens, and that's quite exciting for them in that area. Big launch, massive sponsorship.
No, that's good. It's good for Young Gardens. They were last week. They were at the HPC testing.
Yeah.
And they got a good squad. They're looking fit. So yeah, it's good to start the season with playing sevens.
Tonight is the forum match, forum meetings for Western Province Rugby. Next week there's going to be a lot of information. So obviously we're looking forward to catching up on how the forum sessions went with the clubs tonight. Jerome, thanks for that.
Pleasure. See you next week.
And we'll see you next week. Right, folks, so that's a wrap from us then this evening. As we say, keep watching next week when we talk about some of the updates about regions, fixtures, etc. It's going to be great. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. A fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.